this week was essentially foretold 6 years ago. We've had a long time to sort of absorb it and prepare for it. And because of the nature of this sort of like this being rolled out, it doesn't have the same impact as the night when Donald Trump won. But this is what it is. And we'll talk more about this with Heather. And we'll talk about it, I imagine, in the next 2.5 years. This will come up a lot.
And frankly, I think maybe the bleeding would have been slowed a little, or at least the pain associated with it, if the President of the United States response hasn't been so incredibly dispiriting. We can't do anything is basically all we've gotten from leadership.
Yeah, I mean, I think there was certainly ways that they could mitigate the situation, but the bottom line is, they're not going to be able to do anything. They're not going to be able to do anything about the EPA, for instance. I mean, the totally dismantling of the administrative state is. I'm not sure what the answer is to that. Frankly,
I mean, Biden doesn't. They don't have a plan for Roe, so they definitely don't have a plan for the dismantling of the administrative state.
But as a political matter, it would have been nice for them to speak up. But the bottom line is that we're going to get, and certainly we will, and we have criticized the nature and the lack of the Democratic response. But let's be clear here. This is being done by the conservative movement, and it is being done by the Republican Party. And there was an experiment waged both in 2000, for that matter, and in 2016. Do Democrats learn some type of magic? Is there a Democratic brain that exists that controls all Democrats? And does that brain learn a lesson when the candidate who should win didn't win? And we can either say it was because people stayed at home and they were trying to send a message or not, or whatever. But if you want an experiment as to what happens when you empower Republicans, we have the results of the experiment. And part of the inputs into that experiment is an anemic Democratic Party. This was all knowable in 2016. It was. And, people keep asking me to reissue the debate with Jimmy Dore because it was the one place where it's sort of like we had that argument. Although we were saying this all throughout. Well, we will. But
why not?
We will. But we were saying this throughout the whole summer. And it wasn't just Republicans bad. It is Republicans bad and Democrats not good at stopping them.
Yeah, if you agree they're a bad opposition, then you don't want them in opposition.
Exactly. And I mean, we have the results of that experiment. It's right in front of you. You don't have to think about the hypothetical. I mean, I've seen tweets, people saying like, I've never been more proud to have not voted for Joe Biden. If you vote for a sense of pride, then you don't understand what voting is supposed to be about. Voting is not an art project. Voting is not a way to give yourself a medal. Voting is not an expression of who you are inside. It sounds laughable, but
no, it's the narcissism of it. I mean, we were having to not to relitigate this from 2016, but that is this is the exact debate that we were having, the exact impulses that we were combating.
Exactly. And it is a tool. And if you have a plan that involves voting for one choice that will lead to the best outcomes, and I kept begging people for that is called a theory of change in the context of electoralism. There's other theories of change you can apply. But like, if you can come up with that and sell it, I'm all ears. But it's just sort of just bizarre to watch people go like, I'm proud of the fact that I didn't vote for either one of the candidates. You know what? You're an idiot.
Yeah, I mean, the idea that voters en masse should move away from a lesser of two evils approach for nothing. Like, there's no alternative. It's just out of your theory of how it's not going to solve the problems, which it might not, but it's like the best vehicle on offer right now.